Good morning. As you can see, it is another beautiful day in my city. I'm just loving the weather. Somebody messed with this thing and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. What happened to the... Oh, it's on that side. Okay. There we go. Everybody dizzy yet? Okay, good morning. How are you guys today? The theme for this week is sound and rain. Because last time I went live, I told you I had new headphones. Hey, Mike. Can you hear me? And yesterday I discovered why I haven't been able to get my sound to work for months. A bit of an airhead moment. There's apparently a little nifty little button that turns the power on for the amp. Now, Michael, don't make me come down there. It's probably sunshiny down there. I don't know if I could get out of the city without pontoons on my car, though. It's so horrible here today. This month, rain. But anyhow, yeah, I neglected to notice that there was a power button on the little tiny amp that powers up the microphone, which is why the microphone wasn't working on my computer. So I have sound now. The only problem is when I tested it on StreamYards, there was a whole bunch of static. There's not static when I straight record, but there is static when I'm on StreamYard, so I have to mess with that today. And I have a webinar meeting at 1 today, 1 Eastern, so I'm going to be doing that too. I'm about to head back home just because it is cold and it is wet, and I don't want to be out here anymore today. And I'm hungry. So I hope everybody is having a better day than I am. I'm not having a bad day, I'm just sleepy. I am at the post office and currently leaving said post office to head towards the house. Let this lady go across since it's raining. Even though she was just going to kind of walk without looking anyway, but you know. So I am glad that these headphones work with the stream. But do you have sunshine, Mike? Because we do not have sunshine. As you can see, we have not seen sunshine in so long. I forget what it looks like. It's supposed to come tomorrow, but with the sunshine is coming freezing temperatures, potentially iced over roads and snow, and we're supposed to get a couple more inches of rain today, which basically means if it's not flooded yet, it will be. We have two reservoirs. Got it? They got it. We have two reservoirs, one on the northeast side and one on the northwest side up above Atlanta. And both of them are above where they're supposed to be. The one on the northwest side, as of the news yesterday, was 18 inches above flood stage. And they did show on the news some roads were underwater. I was teasing my clients the other day that when I was telling them I was on my way to their house, that I was strap the pontoons onto the car and I'm on my way. Well, I really, really want the sunshine. I know it's going to blind me that first day. Yeah, I'm not sure. What's going to happen is this is going to stop, and then pollen season will start, and we will not get any rain, and we'll be miserable from pollen season. And as soon as pollen season is over, or actually probably during pollen season it'll start, temperatures will start to go up, and it'll get hot and humid for the summer. And we'll go back into drought type weather. Atlanta is special. Our weather is special. Everything is special. I don't mind if it rains during pollen. I wish that this could coincide with pollen season. That would be so much better. Because pollen season, it's like snow. It's yellow snow, basically. When you talk about yellow snow in Atlanta, it means something completely different than it does anywhere else in the world. Yellow snow happens in April, March and April. Uh-oh, there's men in orange suits walking around. Do not know what they're doing. They're looking at all the water laying around. I don't see a construction vehicle. Wow, there's water everywhere. Cargo! Welcome, Cargo! Thank you for coming to my stream. Yeah, I'll show you guys come spring, but just search Atlanta pollen and you'll see. We get a dusting of pollen so thick that people draw in it. It runs, if it does rain, it runs in rivers down the roads. This yellowish, greenish nastiness. It's special. And everybody's sneezing and itchy. It gets in your eyes. So I'm not allergic to pollen, but I'm allergic to dust, and that's what pollen is. At that level, is a lot of dust. Hi, Amy. Welcome. I am excited. I love it when people come visit me. Usually not a lot of people on in the mornings. Mike and Pam are almost always here. If I can get the static worked out, I'm going to try to go live from my desk today at some point. I need to get my watch hours up. I got my 1,000 hours a while ago, and I have some editing to do at my desk as well as a webinar. So I won't be on during the webinar, of course, but while I'm doing my editing, I might go live. My computer can handle it. I am almost to my destination. I am to my destination. That's the point. I'll pull in here for a minute. Pull over here. park for a moment so I can read chat. Dougie! Yay! Yeah, Mike, normally it's you and just Pam. They do. As long as everyone is behaving, we're all good. Ooh, dollar store. You should film from there. we have we have a big dollar store in this. There's a Dollar General over here, but I don't go there because their stuff is expired all the time. But the shopping center over here, the Kroger I just passed, there's a big dollar store in there, Dollar Tree. And they have groceries. They have a big freezer section. They have all kinds of stuff in there. But I'm not yawning. I'm not. God, I hope our son comes back tomorrow. I used to live up on the North Coast. Oh, yeah. I get that. Around here, people just normally don't pay any attention to anything. They don't want cell phones at the counters when you're checking out. They have signs about that, but other than that, there's not really much. People don't run around Atlanta filming like they do elsewhere, which surprises me. Most of the time, they're just talking on their phones. But now I lost track of what I was going to say. Shelly! Hey, Shelly. What are you taking pictures of today? Yeah, this is the rambling part where I lose track of what I was saying while I'm saying it. Oh, yes. I used to live on the North Coast, just south of Cleveland. So I would deal with winters up there. And they have that sad seasonal affective disorder. And I do get that if I don't go outside. And it's not necessarily that I need sunshine as much as I need to go outside. I think I did too, Mike. This is awesome. I appreciate everybody. But at least up there when it's snowing, you can still go outside and breathe the air. And I love the way the air smells when there's fresh snow on the ground. And for me, I think it's more about the air than it is the sunshine, because I used to go out at night and stuff too. But I'm definitely feeling seasonal affective disorder here, because it's just this level of rain that we have right now, constant for the last month. And when it's raining like this, you can't really just go outside and spend time outside. And most of my life I worked delivery or doing something that involved me being outside, or at least, in and out all day. I'm losing my voice. I need to sip my coffee. Definitely. Can you imagine? I think that's the one thing that stops me from moving to Florida, is I would miss my seasons, especially fall. I would miss fall so much. And it's kind of nice here that winter is basically fall, but I don't get winter either. And I miss having all 4 seasons. Coffee's too hot. But I miss having all 4 seasons. Fall is by far my favorite. I used to enjoy summer because I would spend all summer at the pool until last summer, and it was it hovered just below or just above 100 degrees for like 3 months last summer. And then, but I think fall and spring are my favorites because in spring here, like technically this is spring to me. This is spring weather where I grew up, but it's still winter here, and which we're gonna find out this week because they're calling for snow again this weekend, just north of us. But the what do you? I probably shouldn't have parked here by the ATM. Um, uh, oh my gosh, my brain is not functioning. Yeah, cargo, it's bad in the summer, and August is the worst month. Cargo, I have no idea. I actually didn't even notice. People here drive stupid. That's all I really have to say about that. People here just drive stupid. I was parked on the street at my client in front of my client's house earlier, and this car kept. They would like pull behind me, then they pulled in front of me because it was parallel parking, and then they drove the rest of the way down the street, and then they backed up completely down the street, and then they came back up and they parked behind me, and then they pulled up beside me, and then they backed up again, and then they parked behind me and got out of their car and came to ask me a question. I'm like, what are you doing? I'll have to go back and look. But yeah, you know how in the winter up north, people don't go outside as much? They kind of hibernate. Down here in the summer, people hibernate. And it's funny because it's summer, but wherever you go, you take a sweater with you because when you go from being outside in the oppressive armpit of 100-degree humidity with 100% humidity, inside where they have the air conditioner cranked at 65 degrees, you freeze to death. I had this one show I used to host, and I'd have to take a blanket with me. It was so cold. Oh, it was on the street, not the parking lot? Oh my gosh. It does not surprise me. And this is a big main road, too. There's a lot of accidents on this section of this road. They don't pay any attention to it. Yeah, 65 is not perfect when you go from being in 100 to 65 and then back out into 100. It's very, very cold. I'm definitely going to have to go back and see what that white car did. I have a dash cam that I don't even pay attention to it anymore, but it's just in case. And I'm sure there is so much craziness recorded on that thing. But it does. People down in town, like there are several one-way streets down in Atlanta and downtown or midtown, and people will go the wrong way. People will go like they're 3 and 4 lane roads, and people will go from the far left. They'll be in the far left lane, and they'll just like turn right. And it's some of the things people do down here. You just have to wonder why. Have fun, Cargo. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we have a lot of accidents. We have one of the highest insurance rates in the country. State Farm, just for strict liability, quoted me $770 a month. Like, no. No, no, no. So I did Root Insurance, which is one of those apps that you download and you drive for a minute and it tests out how you drive. No squishies. Sunshines. Have a great day, Cargo. I'll probably talk to you later tonight in the streams. But I downloaded one of those apps where it watches your drive, and I really hate doing this, but I didn't have a choice. I didn't have the money to pay what they wanted me to pay for car insurance, so I got it down to 164 a month, which is still high, but it's better than 770. Cargo, you need to change the spelling of your name so that Mike matches you. Yeah, I kind of. Michigan would be nice because I think the property values are still pretty cheap in Michigan, aren't they? I know they've been talking about revitalizing it. Where I'm from is south of Cleveland, and we're looking at moving up to Cleveland next year because after my car accident a couple years ago, I have PTSD. With the way people drive around here does not help at all. And it's just expensive to live here. We'll find out in May what they're going to bump our rent up to at the lease renewal. And if it goes up too high, we'll probably move this year, but we don't want to move until next year because we're not ready yet. We have things to do. I like Kygo. Kygo. I'm not sure if that's a Southern or New England accent. Kygo. I don't even know what. Do I have an accent? I think I do now. I've been down here long enough. It's kind of funny when I have a lot of friends from other countries, and sometimes I'll start talking in broken English and weird accents, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. I know, Amy, but I grew up in that. And like I said earlier, I can deal with cold and this horrible rain for months. No. At least when it's snowy, you can still go out and do things. But here, in this rain, if you go out, you're just soaked and drenched. And it's not even a rain that smells good at this point. Everything's flooding. Yeah, I figured that, Shelly. It's like that anywhere, though. I know I would stay away from Detroit. Unless the horror stories of Detroit are false, but a lot of gangs from Detroit moved into my city in Ohio back when I was in high school, right after high school. It got ugly for a minute because we have a lot of mafia in my city, and they didn't take too kindly to that. It was crazy. Why did we beep? She beeped at me. I remember it raining a lot in April in Ohio. You know, the April showers bring May flowers. But it's not, I don't know, this just seems, the rain down here is different. It's big fat drops and it doesn't drain off. A lot of that is the infrastructure. Um, Whereas in Ohio, people take pine needles and burn them and throw them away or whatever with them. Here, people use them for mulch, and they're everywhere, and they get in the drainage system and block it. Yeah, see, I could deal with that. The That's one thing. Cleveland, Cleveland has really cleaned up their city. I've been watching, but the property values are going to start going up, and they're starting to film a lot up there. And I'm afraid that what happened here is going to happen up there. But here we have some lakes, but it's mostly landlocked. And when you live in the city, people don't leave the city. It's very weird. Watching these crazy people drive in front of each other. More crazy drivers. I'll lock my door. Uh, yeah, it's 4 hours to Savannah, and then another 45 minutes to half an hour to 45 minutes to the coastline from there, to Tybee Island. That is the closest coastline. Um, Panama City, I think, is about 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been there. Same with St. Augustine. Depending on how you drive, too. I don't drive the way I used to, so it might take me longer now. One time I made it all the way up here in 5 hours from St. Augustine. And then I got to the south side of Atlanta, and it took me another hour just to get through Atlanta to the other side. The traffic. I know, and it's yeah. I think I'm in a bad spot. I'm kind of waiting for people to take off my nose of my car. They just built this ATM here, which is a crazy spot for an ATM. I think that person lives in my neighborhood. That truck looks familiar. Jim, welcome. Jim, we are drowning. Send sunshine. More sunshine, please. Any sunshine. Yeah, I would definitely go up to the northern part if I went to Michigan. I will say thank you when our sunshine shows up tomorrow. It's supposed to, although I'm not holding my breath. We're watching the crazy drivers. I went to Detroit once when I was in high school for some kind of church thing. The only thing I remember, we went to see the Ford Museum, we went to Greenwich Village, and the hotel that we stayed in had popcorn ceilings, and we were jumping on the bed making the popcorn snow. That's all I remember of the whole trip. Yeah, most people are usually not around at this time of day because they're working or they're sleeping, depending on what they do, or out running around, running errands. I had Normally I would be working, but I don't feel like being out in the cold rain today. I had one client to visit. I have another client to visit later today, and then my other client canceled for this week because her mom's in town staying at their house so the mom can take care of the dog. So I had free time. I do need to get going pretty soon, though. I have a meeting at home, an online meeting that I need to get ready for. And depending on who's online and what happens this afternoon, I might get online on the computer if I can deal with my static problem. But I am on Streamlabs. I do not know how delayed the chat is. You mean that I forgot that or didn't notice that my amp had a power button? I think everybody knows now. I'm an idiot. My idiot moment for the year. Shelly, I believe that's where we went. There in the Greenwich Village, if that's correct. I remember at Greenwich Village I had burners for the first time. The let me think. Probably my junior year in high school. So then like 85, 86. Somewhere in the 80s. Windshield wipers. That, and I've got my defroster on pretty high. But yeah, it's windshield wipers. If I didn't have them running, then nobody would be able to see all the fun traffic issues. The crazy people doing things like driving backwards down the road. Yeah, apparently, Jim, if you go back in the stream, you'll be able to see somebody driving backwards down the road out there. I didn't notice it because I don't notice crazy traffic as much anymore. I'm just used to it. One day, a couple years ago, Will Wheaton was here trying to drive, well, he was riding in a car down the interstate trying to get to the airport to not miss his flight. And he tweeted out that our traffic was worse than LA traffic. Does not surprise me. Greenfield Village? That might be it. I always thought it was Greenwich Village. I'm not sure. I know we had something in Ohio called Roscoe Village, which was an old town where everybody dressed up and churned butter and things like that. I went to that too when I was in school on a field trip. No worries, Amy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been to the sand dunes in Florida. St. Augustine. And I went somewhere else in Florida, and I want to say it was in Panama City, but I don't remember. Panama Beach, City Beach. Pretty sure it was the Panhandle. It was the first time it snowed in Atlanta on Christmas, and I was in Florida. Yeah, I miss doing a lot of historic things. Atlanta does not like its history. It tears everything down and wants it to be shiny new. It's very hard to find something historic here. There are a couple buildings downtown that were built around 1900 that are pretty cool, but the one won't let you film in it. The other one, most of the older stuff is just in the lobby. It was redone in 70s, I want to say, 70s or 80s. And the hallways are just boring. Of course, in the Healy building, the hallways are boring too, but the Healy building is the one that's interesting. And then there's there's a condo called the Ponce that has a, excuse me, stained glass ceiling. It's really beautiful. But we don't have anything like Greenfield Village. We don't have anything like that here. In Ohio, I grew up doing things like that, and I miss doing things like that. I miss going out and playing in the woods. You can't go out and play in the woods here because, well, they just found a hiker today, last night, that had disappeared, gone missing. They found his body today. And there are snakes and bears, and the snakes are poisonous. The bears are not afraid of people. Mountain lions. Running around in the woods here is not something you want to do. Definitely not alone. Of course, maybe I was just younger and did not realize the extent of the dangers of the woods in Ohio when I was little. I don't know. But as soon as the rain stops, I'm going to start filming again. There's the International Auto Show next weekend that I want to go to. And that's indoors, but I have to take the train to get there and then walk. So it depends on the weather too. There's no parking downtown, so anything I want to go to downtown, I have to take the train in. Like when I did the College Football Hall of Fame. Oh, the coyotes we have in the city. We have those here, right here where I'm at now. They only come out at night, though, for the most part. We have hawks here. Alligators have been found in by the riverbeds. Or crocodile. I don't know. I guess they're alligators. I think they migrate up here from Florida in the waterways, the Chattahoochee. And then the bears have come down towards the city from the mountains. Definitely hawks. There's a lot of hawks running around. More squirrels than anywhere in my life I have ever seen squirrels. Atlanta. Hey Michelle, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. We're just sitting here and watching traffic while I waste some time. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta actually right now. They said it was a white car. I missed it. Cargo saw it. And I think Shelly saw it, but I'm not sure. I'm actually in a town called Decatur, which is part of the Metro Atlanta area. It's inside the perimeter, which is a very big distinction. If you ever hear someone from here talking about ITP and OTP, that's inside the perimeter and outside the perimeter. And the perimeter is 285, which is an interstate that goes around the city. OTP is the suburbs and ITP is city. And I never realized it. I've lived in both. I never realized it before, but they are two completely different worlds. Oh, Cargo's not here anymore. She had to take off. She had some errands she had to run. I wish we had a Funko store like you were in yesterday. That was awesome. We do have some things that I want to check out this year. I know we have the Jim Henson Muppet Museum. We have World of Coke, the aquarium. There's a lot of things I want to do this year. The CNN, there's a tour. You can go tour CNN where they do the Headline News Studios here. And they do a few other things in there. I'm not sure if Turner Broadcasting and Adult Swim and all that do anything tour-wise. I'm going to have to check that out. I've been in both of the buildings just from my old delivery job. Adult Swim is funny because, number one, they had a giant inflatable owl at the top of their parking deck. And inside the building, it looks like an elementary school because it's the older elementary schools. They have those big, like, block walls, glass block walls and things. I don't know if it's glass block or cinder block. I don't remember what it is, but I remember my elementary school as a child was like this with the rounded walls and very, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s era construction. And it's like that. And then on top of that, they have posters and drawings and things stuck up everywhere that people just put up places because it's Adult Swim. And it looks like an elementary school. And I wasn't supposed to be wandering around in there, but somebody had left the door unlocked and nobody was answering the phone. So I wandered around Adult Swim for a while. Turner Broadcasting, I've been all up in there. It just looks like a regular old office building. But I do have a picture somewhere, and I'm not sure where it is because it was a long, long time ago, of the Mystery Machine. It was parked in their docking bay one day. We don't really have any of those close to the city, mostly because Sherman came through and burned Atlanta. So most of what you find here is going to be 1900 and later. There are to the east of here, there's a town called Madison. Maybe this summer I'll drive out that way and get some pictures out there. There's some nice old cars out there, or old houses out there. This place is starting to get busy with people, and this guy's like walking straight up to my car. Okay, he's going to keep going. You never know around here. But yeah, the Atlanta itself doesn't have a lot of history. What it did have, it's torn down and built new shiny stuff over, which makes me crazy. There's a lot of rebuilding right now, gentrification, if you will, mansions. There on the west end, when the rain goes away, I'll take you guys on a drive through the west end. There are a lot of beautiful homes on the west end, and they are all falling down because the west end got really bad for a while and just neglected. And it's sad to see these homes just falling down, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to repair them. They're going to have to be torn down if they haven't been already. I haven't been out there in a little while. And Mike, you know that parade is one of my most watched videos now because it got embedded into news sources. That was the 4th of July parade in Avondale Estates. No, I haven't. Well, let me take that back. The Walking Dead films everywhere. Everything here films everywhere. I have probably filmed places where they have filmed. They have filmed all over downtown Atlanta. The majority of where they film now is south of here, about an hour south of here in Sonoya. The Vampire Diaries, the originals, that was actually my first published photo, was a photo of I just happened upon a filming location for the Vampire Diaries, and AJC published it. AJC here means Atlanta Journal-Constitution, so it took me a minute to get used to your name, Amy. Yeah, that's on my list too, Jim. I'm very close to that. I drive by it all the time. It's down on Auburn Avenue in the Old Fourth Ward, Edgewood District. I was just talking to somebody, I think it might have been Mickey Sightings. I was just talking to Mickey Sightings about that the other day. I'm definitely got that on my list for this year too. I just need this rain to stop because the MLK district, I call it the MLK district because it's more than just the church. It's the church, it's his home, there's a museum there, there's a lot of things there in that 3-4 block radius. The the rain has to stop before I can go do any of that. The rain just has to stop, and I'm going to have a very short window when the rain stops and it's not 100 degrees to go film things. So I'm making a list. Any requests y'all have, just let me know. I would definitely be glad to look into it, especially things that don't cost an arm and a leg. The aquarium, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to because it's super expensive for what it is. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't think $60 is, I don't think it's worth $60. If I get the city pass, which I may do now that I'm a travel agent, I'll probably go in and look at getting the city pass, because anything like that I buy now, if it's commissionable, I'll get commission off of it. And the city pass will get me into CNN, the aquarium, the World of Coke, and a couple other, I think the Atlanta History Center, where I can go to Swan House. Swan House is another filming location. They did, I always call it the Mockingjay movies, Hunger Games movies. They filmed there. I think they filmed a couple other things there as well. It's the big concrete building with the pillars in the movies. I forget what the headquarters or something like that is. I don't remember. I'm horrible. My friend was in that movie and I didn't even see it. The one that he was in. He played one of the tributes from District 2. It's almost like I'll watch something, and as soon as one of my friends is in it, I kind of stop watching it. And it's not anything I do on purpose. It's like I put it, I need to see this, so I wait until I have time to pay attention to it, and then I forget and go off on something else. I did that with Hawaii Five-0. At least I knew where to start. Just look up where my friend's episode was, and I could start there. I did that with Hawaii Five-0. I did it with Bad Teacher. I did it with the Hunger Games movies. There was something else, too. I'm a bad friend. Yeah, the city pass. Most big cities have a city pass. I know Los Angeles does. The city pass, you pay one price and it gets you into several things. And actually the city pass, because we just learned about this in training for Disney, the city pass out there can get you into Disney. Why is everybody beeping today? Weird people. But not Disney or Universal. I think it might be Disney and Universal. I'm going to have to look that up. I got too much information in my brain at once. But you can, not Universal, because they don't have Universal. I hate when I forget things, but the City Pass has something to do with Disney over there. You can get something in Disney out there with the City Pass. But a lot of the major cities have it. You pay one price and you get a discounted admission into like 5 or 6 different things. The City Pass here costs like $20 more than the aquarium costs, so it's worth it, definitely. Just one time, one admission. It's something that you buy when you're going to go visit a city. Like, if you Google City Pass Atlanta, it'll come up and you can see, and some of the things are choices. You can have this or this. Fernbank History Center is on there as well. That's another thing I want to film. But I know we have one. Los Angeles has one. Orlando has one. Maybe it was Orlando that I was looking up for the Disney City Pass. It might have been Orlando that you can go to Universal on it. It was City Pass Orlando. But most big cities have it. Now, I have not been to Jekyll Island. Usually when I go to the coast, I go to Florida or I go to Tybee. I haven't been in a while because it's like a 6-hour drive to go anywhere towards any coast. I have not met up with Danny and Jess yet. I don't ride rides, honestly. I have control issues and fear issues, fear of the unknown issues, so I tend not to ride rides. So I don't go to Six Flags. The This is pretty much all it is. Like Disney has a lot more than rides. Cedar Point had a lot more than the rides, so I used to go there all the time when I was growing up. Um, to go to a park, they need to have more than just rides for me. But they were in. I did see them before I actually met them in the streams. I did. I do have pictures of them on my Flickr page, and I'll put a link to that later in the chat below, um, or in the description below later after I get home. But I do have pictures of them on my Flickr page that I took during one of the Dragon Con parades when they were not this last year, but the year before, so it would have been 2018 Dragon Con parade. They were in a parade, or Jess was in a parade. Maybe it was a Christmas parade, but we didn't go down to see that one. Yeah, I know Shelly knows about Cedar Point and Jim. We used to go so much to Cedar Point that I could tell you where every ride in there was. Yeah, I want to try Beverly too. I haven't tried it yet. But I could tell you where every ride in there was, even though I didn't ride them. As soon as you walked in, on the right, there were the lockers and then the Demon Drop. And now that's the only thing I really remember. But my friends used to want to go there all the time, so I knew all of it by the back of my hand. I don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are. Yeah, I'm not far from Stone Mountain. I'm about a 10-minute drive from there at the most. It's just gotten expensive. It used to be like $7 a carload to get in. Some are $10 a carload, something like that. But now if you want to do anything in Stone Mountain, you have to pay extra. Yeah, I have a secret. I kind of let it out last night in one of the streams yesterday. It has been for me forever since I have been to Walt Disney World, which is sad because it's not like I live that far from it. It's just always been something that seemed unattainable and unaffordable until I started in these streams and learned that, hey, maybe I can do this after all. There are ways I can do this. I have not been to Disney since the year before they built Epcot. So I've never been to Epcot or anything after that. June will be the first time as an adult that I'm going to Disney. Yeah, I'm still amazed that there was an amusement park there, Amy, by you that I never knew existed. I think it's just because everybody went to Cedar Point. Cedar Point, Geauga Lake, and SeaWorld. I used to go to SeaWorld all the time. And never been to Geauga Lake because Geauga Lake was mostly rides. Yeah, we have a training thing for the travel agency that I work for. Well, I'm a contracted agent, but you have to contract for a host agency. They are having a week-long training in June in which I'm going to go. They're going to bus us over to Cape Canaveral. We're going to tour the Dream, Disney Dream, and then I think it's a Royal Caribbean or a Carnival. I can't remember now, another cruise ship. And then they're giving us tickets to Universal. The only thing they're not giving us tickets to is Disney. So we may only end up going to Disney Springs. It depends on timing and finances. I'm hoping that I'll at least be able to go to Epcot because I really do want to go to Epcot. But by the time I get down there, it might be under construction and closed. Who knows? We went to Kings Island when I was little, too. We used to go to all kinds of things when I was little. And I'm not sure why we went to amusement parks because my parents didn't ride rides either. But we went to and Kings Island has a lot of animals and things. They have a lot more. When we used to go to Busch Gardens, they didn't have any rides. It was all animals. But the Kings Island, I remember getting a jersey with tiger stripes on the arms. And I loved Kings Island because of the tiger stripes from the Beast roller coaster. And when I was a little kid, my favorite football team was the Cincinnati Bengals because, again, of the tiger stripes. I got older and realized I live near Cleveland and I should be a Browns fan, so I, toe the line there. Once you're a Browns fan, they do not let you go. It's like Hotel California. We're hoping that once we move to Ohio, where the economy is a little better, a little lower, cost of living is lower. Put it that way. The economy is not great, but the cost of living is a lot lower. That we'll be able to afford to do more things because right now in Atlanta, it's so ridiculous. You're pretty much just working to live, and that's just no way to be. And that's the main reason why I haven't been anywhere. I like living here, but what's the point in living here if all I'm doing is working and I can't do anything? Oops, got a phone call. Sent that away. I'll look. It was shortly after I stopped here, so. If I find it, I'll tell you what time. I'll put a note at the bottom what timestamp it's at. But I do need to get moving. It is, God, I've been on here, what, almost, yeah, an hour now, 58 minutes. Wow, that's a new record, too. I definitely appreciate everybody coming in to see me today. And I hope you all hit the like button. I hope you liked it, watching the rain with me. And I will definitely see you in the streams later today. And I'll put those notes, my Flickr page and the timestamp. Yeah, in the description when I get home. After the video renders, it'll take a little while for the video to render because it's an hour long. Definitely tune in to Amy's channel. Amy, have you gotten enough hours yet? Damn, there's been a 100% chance of rain for the last month. Okay, yeah, everybody go watch Amy's channel. Watch some videos. Let's get her hours up so she can monetize. Yeah, Jim. I think that the rain is finally going to stop. The sun might come back tomorrow. Maybe. Everybody thinks sunshine for Rhonda. Sunshine for Rhonda. Yeah, it's been cool. I can't believe I've been on here for an hour. Just sitting here. Thank you, Shelly, for subbing to Amy. But I am going to go because I do have a meeting online at 1 and it is noon now and I need to eat some lunch. Yes, hashtag sunshine for Rhonda. Thanks, Jim. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you in the streams later. Since I've been on here for an hour, I may not go live later. I don't know yet. Depends on what I get done. I have lots to get done now. So, Tell your sunshine if you have it to come visit me. And I will talk to you guys later in the streams. Everybody have a great day.